Hello students, your instructor here, John Mandiola with another screencast, this one in Adobe Illustrator, and I'm using CS4, you may be using CS5 or even 5.5, but the principle will still be the same, as what we're doing is gradients. Question about that from a student, so here's how you can explore gradients. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, let's say just on this green rectangle right here. Now, let's say I want to give this a left to right gradient. Okay, that's what Illustrator will call a linear blend. So, first thing in my swatches, I have a gradient right here I can click on. Linear gradient. Alternatively, what I can do, just go to Window, Gradient, and click on Gradient Fill. Click to activate. Now, it's quite possible that you don't want just a white to black gradient. What if you want, a yellow to orange gradient? So with this selected, whatever shape you want to have the gradient applied to, keep that selected, and take yellow and drag it over and let go of it right on top of the white. You'll see a little plus sign by your cursor. And then maybe take orange and drag it right onto this one. So you have a nice smooth yellow to orange gradient. Nothing too shocking. Now if you want to add additional colors, if you want to have more stops, I would call it. What you could do is just take any color and drag it in there. So let's say I take this kind of burnt orange color, drag it and I let go of it wherever I decide, right there. Now I can also move this around. What if I want the dark orange one here and the light orange one in the middle? I just drag it until it gives me what I want, like that. I can move these. I can move not just the stops themselves, but I can move these diamonds in between it, which means how evenly do I want it. By default, the diamonds will always go in the exact middle between any two things. Notice how the diamonds adjust as I move this stop. Again, you can, adjust them both like this to have just a little bit of orange in the middle, a lot of yellow, a lot of dark orange, things like that. Alright, so you can have a lot of fun with that. Another thing you can do too, which is new as of CS4, is you can set opacity to individual stops. So let's say instead of just fading to yellow, I want it to actually fade off entirely. So I just click on this stop and set the opacity down to, let's say, 0. So see, it's starting to fade to yellow, but it's actually becoming transparent. You can prove that it's transparent because behind it I have this dingy brown shape, and that shape color is coming through. I can do it even more, so if I go like this, and I just drag this further over, you can see that right in this is called the ramp. The gradient ramp itself is actually showing more docked. So it's becoming more and more transparent like that. All kinds of interesting things like that with gradients. I suggest using colors that are very close to each other if you're going to do gradients. So gradients are better when they're subtle instead of sharp. Now let's say I have a shape like this, circle, and I want it to emanate out from the middle. I do what's called a radial gradient. So I click on this, I can go to the drop down here and go to radial gradient. Once I've done that, I can do the same thing again. I can adjust colors in here. So maybe I want a cream color there and a rich brown right there. Something like this. Now I have this slider and adjust how so it's a lot of cream and a little bit of rich brown. This is a little bit of cream and a lot of rich brown. Often what you want is right in the middle. And you can do other things. So if I make this color, the edge the exact same color as the background, it appears to fade off, even though it's not really. And just like this one, I can adjust the opacity. So if I undo that, I can adjust the opacity of this color, down a bit, and showing more of the background through there. Now one more thing you can do is you can blend. So let's say I have a circle shape, and I'm going to draw just a solid green circle like this in the front here, and I'm going to draw another one, maybe a kind of acidic green right there like this. I select both of these, holding shift to select both of these. Go to object, blend options, make sure that's set to smooth color, hit OK, and then object, blend, make. And what's great about this, I can take my white arrow, I can move this shape around and adjust with it. I could also hit V on the keyboard, get to there, and adjust it down.